Okay, so hello everyone, I'm Jody. This is the beginning of our summer session 2024. With me is Josh. He is one of your peers, one of the only people to show up tonight, which is fine. These Zooms are not mandatory in the least. They are just here to support anybody that wants some face-to-face time with me. Also, I want to say this right off the bat. The best way to contact me is through text messaging because we're in a 6-week intensive. Things happen really fast. We're doing 2 folders a week, essentially, whereas during a normal semester, you only do 1 folder a week. And there is your final video essay project, which is on the syllabus. You can see on the course outline. It's also in the week 13 folder. So I'm going to have you start that week 13 lesson folder during your 3rd week in the class or 4th week in the class. It's on the course calendar, because this will give you enough time to do the research that you need to do and to watch the film. So just want to give you that heads up about the summer session and how that works. So enough of me talking the whole time. Josh, would you be willing to have a conversation with me?
Sure.
Hi, I'm gonna ask you a really hard question, okay? But do the best you can with it. Why do you think that governments have an interest in filmmaking? Not just like the United States, but like South Africa, India, Great Britain. Why do governments have an interest in filmmaking? And there could be many reasons that you can come up with. It's not something we definitely think of when we go to we go to the movie theater. We don't think, how is my government impacting this film, right?
Well, I think to me it's like maybe just they correspond to help the film, the fundraise and budget the film, make sure they have enough budget to get the film working.
Now, I love that you said that. That is correct. In some countries, governments are very much a part of the filmmaking process. They do help with budget. Great Britain is really well known for doing that. India is well known for doing that. What's interesting is in the United States, this is like a very corporate world. Governments do not really give grants to filmmakers like England does. So I love that you brought that up. Can you think of any other reasons why governments might be interested in having films made?
Well, supports like the needs of the community or like something with the world, like front basically, yeah, the world or the community, I think in my head.
All right,
Some
so you say
to
the word
some
community in there?
yes.
Sure. So I love that you brought up that word community as well. I like to think of community not only as that word, but also culture. Like, how do you
Oh
keep
yeah.
the culture going? How do you keep the culture remaking itself? How do you improve a culture? And film can help with that greatly. Now, do we think that most governments have the interest of all their peoples at the center of their thinking, at the center of their planning?
Um,
Or are they really only helping the few, like the very rich, stay with their power and their money? Now I'm leading you
Either
on this.
depends. I think it depends on either way.
Okay, great. So it depends on where. We know that if we look at the news, right, that there is, and because you hear people talk about it all the time on the news. You hear your mom and dad probably talk about it. You hear friends talk about it. You definitely hear other college professors talk about it. You know, the money is being held by only a certain number of people in our country and the natural resources. And so how is that allowed to happen? How do we make it so that you and I and other people in the United States do not revolutionize against the government? I always think in my head that one of the biggest fears most governments have is a revolution.
Mm.
Okay. And you're like, wait, revolution, film, filmmaking product, dealing with community, culture, where is this going? This is such a large conversation. It comes down to editing. It comes down to editing. Back like 25 years ago, every single edit was every 7 seconds. That was the average of an edit, a cut for going from one image to the next image. We've now gone down to 2.5 seconds, which means in order to keep someone's attention on the movie for longer, you have to cut quicker. They need a new image, a new image, a new image, a new image. Now, think about because it's very relational. Think about YouTube, think about TikTok, think about Insta Reels. How long does the average person stay watching a 12-second clip? So let's say that an influencer puts out a 12-second clip. How long do people watch it? Do they watch the whole 12 seconds or do they scroll before the 12 seconds is up?
Usually scroll.
They
Or,
usually scroll before the 12 seconds is up. So now
yeah.
here's the thing. If our attention spans are being shortened and shortened and shortened and shortened, will we stay invested in a problem that we're seeing with the government, with institutions for that long? Or will that idea die out pretty quickly because our attention spans can't hold on to a problem for very long without it being fixed right away?
Is there a problem?
Right. If you think about it, right, let's say that now we're making this up. I'm totally making this up. This is not happening. Let's say that in the United States, all of a sudden, Christians were being persecuted. And not only being persecuted, but being discriminated against, not treated well, right? And then there's a movement to stop that bad treatment. How long do you think that movement would last before people get bored and move on?
Maybe like a week, usually. Like it doesn't last, yeah, not very long.
I love your answer. Maybe a week, maybe 1 month.
Yeah.
But when it comes to a crusade, people want answers fast because everything happens so fast nowadays. So if we go back to our great great grandparents, yeah, let's just go to our great grandparents when TV was just invented. Yeah. When film was just invented, let's go great great grandparents. When film was just invented in 1919, it took 1 minute to 2 minutes for you to edit from one image to the next image. And you'll see that in our third week with the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, which is Tim Burton's favorite movie. Tim Burton, you might know him from like the Batman series, Alice in Wonderland, Big Fish, so many movies he's made. But his go-to film, the one that really like inspires him, is the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. When you look at it, you'll be like, oh my goodness, this looks a little like Edward Scissorhands in some ways, right? So, but back in the day, like it took a lot longer. People had larger attention spans. So they watched films that were even longer than what we're looking at nowadays. Like they'd go to Gone with the Wind and spend 4, 5 hours watching a film. Nowadays, do you think any of us want to watch a film that's 4.5 hours long? Probably not. We're used to an hour and a half, 2 hours, get me out the door. And it better
Yeah.
have 2 minutes and it better have 2.5 seconds worth of editing and not every 7 seconds because that would seem like a drag to us. So I want to open up with that like crazy idea because for me, you're all about to watch instructional videos and they last 15 minutes. And my job as your professor is, of course, to entertain you and to teach you. But I'm the only man making these instructional videos. There's no crew of people, there's no director, writer, editor. It's all on me. And so, of course, I made edits. I don't want to bore you, but they take a while to get to an edit. And I want you to be aware of that. You do have to watch the entire instructional film from beginning to end. And by doing so, you're being a revolutionary. You're being avant-garde like. You are ahead of everybody because you're increasing your attention span. And nobody wants you increasing your attention span because that also makes you a better consumer, right? Like you get bored of your clothing more quickly. So you want a new you want a new shirt every couple of weeks. You're not
Yep.
going to want to wear the same thing over and over again. You want new. You want the newest phone. You want the newest technology. And it has to happen the moment it happens. That's what this is all about, the speeding up of time. It's economics, it's politics. And you want to start thinking about that. And how do you break that habit? Because some of our greatest problems in the world require an attention that can last one person's lifetime. So that is the big point for this meeting, like the educational one I want to give you. Please watch the entire instructional video. It's going to help you out, especially with your video essay. This is very important to me. During the pandemic, when I actually made this an online class, because I prefer teaching in person, face to face,
Yeah.
I really felt like I wanted to make an online class that was just like the face to face. And that is what I've done. You're not going to spend any more time in my online class than you would in a face-to-face class. When the pandemic occurred, I realized how many professors like overloaded their Blackboard shells or their Canvas or whatever the instructional methodology was, or I should say operational system was for delivering online content. I was in a class. I was in the Master Gardener's class at Rutgers University, and it was impossible to get through all the material that the professors loaded up for us. And I felt stressed by it the entire time. And I don't want to do that to all of you. So on top of that, I'm going to take you through right now Blackboard so you get an idea of how I use this course. And I'll point out some of the deadlines to you in this video so you have them again besides in my writing, because I know that some people don't like reading. But remember, if you read my email, reading is the basis of college. And the basis of college is the library, because that's what brought the Renaissance about, finding all those Greek and Roman texts. So if you don't want to read, you may not want to do college, and you definitely don't want to do my course. But I try to make your life easier with the instructional videos. So I'm going to share my screen with you in a moment. I just want to ask if Joshua, do you have any other questions with like all that stuff that I threw out at you? I know I'm talking a mile a minute too.
Not in the moment. I'm just going to go through them each by each to know. I was looking at it today when you just posted it. Like I was wondering when the course is going to start. It says July 8th, so I found out today, and everything came out. A lot of stuff going on. So, but I'm all set, and I was looking at it before I just came to see you. And then you said, and then I saw an email like 10 minutes ago that you had a class 9:05. So I said, okay,
Yeah,
I just want to meet you. So yeah.
good. And thank you so much, Joshua, for joining me. Like, I really appreciate that.
Oh,
And I'm glad that you looked around in there. I think it's pretty self-evident. Um, but I mean, it's kind of intuitive. It's not too challenging, but I always think it's nice to show what's there. Number one, I do not use every single little thing Blackboard has to offer, because then that's you trying to find things all over the place. So I try
yeah.
to keep to like 5 basic things that you need to do this course. I think simplicity is utility. So I'm going to share the screen. Pop, 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 pop. Here we go. And share. So the moment you open up Blackboard, you're going to see announcements first. And that's right here on the side. Like you see my little cursor going, my little hand going. Announcements I use, syllabus I use, and the course calendar. I don't use the course info because that's all on the syllabus. I find that so weird. Like, I don't want any of my students having to do what I would call like work that doesn't move you forward in terms of your brain and neural pathways. I don't like busy work at all, and I feel like this course info thing is kind of stupid. Like it's already in the syllabus.
Yeah.
Um, and then there's now I think this is great though. The Mercer Online Student Success Resources. If you're having any problems or issues with my course or any Blackboard course, if you're having problems with math or English class, click on here and that will take you to the tutoring center and other places as well to help you out. And you can ask questions there if you're having problems. So that's really important for you. But course info you can ignore. The only other 2 things I use are the lessons and the discussions. And again, here you see tutoring.com 24/7 online tutoring. There's really not a whole lot of tutoring you could get for the cinema class. The tutoring really is for like writing, the sciences, and math. But if you need help, they can definitely like quiz you on the material. Like you can give them like your note card. Like I know that when I study and try to memorize concepts and terms and historical facts and pieces of information, I make up note cards. And then I would give those note cards to a tutor and have them, read up the card. I give them the answer, if that makes sense. So you could have them do that for you, but you would still have to make up those cards. And as I'm sure you probably already are aware, there are many online free tools for students to create flashcards. So that's there for you, and you could bring those to the tutor to have that back and forth with them. Okay. Then the other thing you're probably really interested in is my grades. They're like your quiz grades. The moment you're done with your quiz, your grade goes into the system right away. That's how I've backed it up. You all have until Sunday to get your work done for each week. And then Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm going in there and I'm grading your discussion forums. That's where you will, I'm going to show those in a moment, where I grade those. And it takes me a little bit of time because I give you all feedback on your writing and I point out some other things that you might have missed, or I may point out some things that we all missed together in that answer. So just letting you know that. So, boop, 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 boop. Since I said discussion forum, let's just go here. This week for Kill Bill Volume 1, it's a discussion forum. Huh, being mean. There we go. So you go into Kill Bill Volume 1. It's right there, the discussion forum. There are 2 questions per thread. You're only allowed to pick one thread and you have to answer both questions. I don't allow you to answer question 1 and then question 6 because those are the easiest ones for you. I don't think that's really helpful when it comes to learning. So hopefully you pick one that there's one that you really want to answer. And then the number 2, you have no choice but to answer that one. And it's good for your brain to think. So I click on questions 1 and 2. I can read them through. You can see that James has already answered a question, like he's already ahead. He's in this class, just to give you a heads up.
Yep.
And so, yeah, he's answered questions 1 and 2. I have not read it yet because, it's the first day. I give everyone till Sundays before I start grading. So it's that simple. If we go on to here, so he read probably the questions 1 and 2 and probably went through questions 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. So I'm going to go back to the threads here. So let's go to 3 and 4. No one has answered this yet. Great. So here is some more of these 2 questions. Read them. If you like them, by all means, answer both questions. And then finally, discussions. The one big issue, and I'm realizing this now, I probably should have made the deadline on Saturday, the 12th, because the one thing you have to do is you have to go back in and respond to somebody else. This way you have a discussion going. So if we go back to James's question here, actually, no, that doesn't seem right to show James' question and my thinking about it. No, it's everyone will see it. So what am I doing? I'm being silly. So we look at James's question here in Kill Bill Volume 1, Quentin Tarantino. No, this will take up too much time. I'm trying to make sure that this tape does not take too long. It's already been going for 20 something minutes. So I read James's question and I need to respond to somebody. So if I've already finished my work, I'm gonna go ahead and respond to James and then I'm done. I've done my 2 questions and I've responded to him, and that's all you have to do for discussion forum. Joshua, does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
All right, good, easy breezy.
So one more
Yep.
question. So like it can be any of the questions, but it has to be the same section, right?
Yep.
Right? Okay.
Yep. Yep. So you could pick, you read through these 3 threads. You may pick questions 5 and 6, and that's fine.
Okay.
And then you may respond to James in his question 1. You don't have to respond to both questions. You only have to respond to one of his questions.
Okay.
Cool.
Gotcha.
That's that. Lessons, I'm going to show those really quickly. The lessons make your life easy. If you take a look, week 1, you will see like how this class uses Blackboard, which is what is the video. Like I'm making a new video right now, so I'm going to replace this with this one. But so how the class uses Blackboard. Then you'll see these are your instructional videos. There's usually 2 instructional videos a week. And then there's this in the reel. Whatever you do not watch the in the reel before you watch the movie. The in the reel have all the spoilers. I go through the film. It's me like hitting certain moments and telling you certain things about the film, and it's definitely a spoil. So I'd say watch the 2 instructional videos first, then watch the film, and then do the in the reel. At the end of that is the discussion forum. Like right now, you can see this is me just clarification on discussion forum homework. And then there's your Kill Bill Volume 1. There's the activity that you need to do at the very end of the folder. If you look into lesson 2, we're going back to lessons. Now, I have to switch out of student mode. So I'm going to exit the preview. Exit preview. Continue. We're going back to lessons. Here's week 2. Now, the only reason why I'm showing you my teacher view is because I want you to know it's already there for you. Right now, you cannot see the quiz. At the very bottom is your activity, and you'll see this item is hidden from students. It will be available on July 10th at 12 noon. So you can take the quiz then after you've done the homework. So they don't open right away. They give you a chance to like get through the folder, and then the quiz opens. And you have until Sunday to complete each week's work, which is 2 lesson folders a week for the summer class. in the week 2, what makes it very different from the week 1 lesson folder and all the other lesson folders is all of your films are already in this folder. And that's the same with week 10. Otherwise, all of your films are a link in the syllabus. Joshua, any questions about that?
Um, so, uh, so the week 2 ones they already have the videos there. It looks like you've seen. So I
Yeah.
think the week 1, I have to watch the film. I have to actually look at the film and then analyze with your video. You just put the
Yeah.
the real video. Yep.
Yep, in the reel afterwards, analyzes it. So in this film, like I said, all the films are here. Um, if you go to the syllabus, which I didn't show you yet, so there's a syllabi statement. It just gives you the accessibility statement, financial aid, diversity, inclusive, and equity statements, religious and cultural observance. Right here's your main syllabus. Now, again, this is, let me change this to the student preview. Student view will make your lives easier because right now you're seeing the teacher view. Pop, 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 pop. There we go. Back to the student view, syllabi. Because with the teacher view, there's like the fall and the spring, and that has nothing to do with you guys. So you see right here is your main syllabus. Then this is the summer syllabus, part 2. And that just goes through week by week what you're doing. And then the course calendar is part of the syllabus. And on the course calendar, I have done my best to give you time management strategies, to tell you when to start your work and when the deadlines are. So normal part of a syllabus, but I've done it on the course calendars instead of in the syllabus. And there are all your links to the films. So you just click
Oh,
on those and your films are all there. If for some reason the film does not start up, that's okay. Sometimes what happens is when you click the link, for some reason, depending on the search engine you're using, like Google Chrome or Firefox or Safari, Safari is the worst, by the way. You click on it, sometimes it doesn't take the entire link. It only puts up a portion of it, and then it says that the movie won't open. Just copy and paste into a browser, Chrome or Firefox, and it will work just fine. Bop, bop, bop. And why don't I click on one so you see how that works? And I have to share the screen anyway, I think. Let's click on it. Do you see, Joshua, the students, faculty, staff? Did it show it to you?
yes, about two steps.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. So it shows it. So in here, you enter in your username. I highly recommend. You see the password, there's your birth date. Change that ASAP. Anybody can figure out your birth date. And do you really want them to have access to your records and your transcript and your social security number? I don't think so. Do not leave your password as your birth date. That's a bad idea. So please change that for yourself. That's just me being kind to you, letting you know. I don't know if other teachers tell you that. I'm just putting in my password, logging in. And then the whole thing should start up, no problem. And let's see if it does. The only thing you will not hear on my side, Jason, Joshua, I'm not set up for it, is you won't hear the audio once the movie starts because I didn't link that. You can see the movie starts right up. It's pretty easy.
So you just kissed my motherfucking ass, Black Mom. Black Mom.
I love this scene because all the little elements in it are so astounding, but I'm going to say nothing. Go stay quiet. No spoiler alerts. This scene has a lot of good stuff in it. Anyway, it's that easy to get to the link. I'm going to kill that. We're going to go back to, do you see the list of links, Joshua, right now, just to make sure? Just
Okay.
double checking to make sure it's on path. Goody. Okay. So we did the lessons. We did the syllabi. The course calendar will be the last thing I do tonight, and then I'll release it. So that's like a plan, Joshua?
Yes.
Cool. So if you look at the course calendar, what I have done for you is here's the first day. I'm sorry you don't see the Zoom meetings on here yet. I will do the Zoom meetings tonight. I have to go pick up a friend from the airport momentarily.
Okay.
So I will put they're going to do 2 more Zoom sessions probably during week 8. So I already kind of know. This is, I believe, week 8 here.
Okay.
Nope, that's week 6. Week 8 is the 31st. Yes. So the midterm is the 31st. We will do a Zoom meeting again on that Monday. I am thinking keep that 9 p.m. time because I
Yeah.
think that people are out of work by that point.
Yeah.
And what we'll do on that midterm is it will be a review so that I help you out for the midterm. Sound like a plan?
Sound like a plan. So it's end of July, right? The next time from today, we're gonna meet in end of July, right?
Yeah. And Yeah. And I don't know why I didn't put the Zooms on the course calendar. It's just my slip up.
Yeah,
So
I was
the Zooms
wondering
on there.
because I saw there was a Zoom that we're gonna be in August.
Yeah, there'll be another Zoom in August too before the final video
Okay.
essay. So before you like um the way the course works, I might as well say this now. We can go to the grades. Let's go to my grades. Actually, I don't want to go to my grades. Do I want to go to my grades? I don't have grades here because I'm with the exit the preview. Exit the preview because I'm in the student mode. Continue. I don't mind because I haven't put up any grades yet, so it's no big deal. If I go to grade center, full grade center, bop, bop, bop. I'm gonna go this way here. More. No, let's go back to here. So we'll go in this here. So our big two grades are the midterm and the final video essay project. Everything else, like the quizzes, the discussion forums, I add those all together to create 100 points. So each one is worth 10 points. There are 11 mini assignments altogether, which means you're allowed to miss one assignment with no penalty whatsoever. So let's say that life happens to you, like you're going on vacation, you knew you're going to be back on time, you should have been able to do that work, but dang, the plane was delayed, you missed the deadline. So the good news is I've given you one free homework assignment that you can just drop if you want to. Um, every time, each time you miss a homework assignment, after that first one, you're allowed to, it's your grace homework assignment. You're allowed to like skip it. But after that, each one you miss is a drop in 10 points. So let's say that you miss 2 homework assignments. That means you can only get a 90 for that portion of the grade. You miss another one, that's an 80. You miss another one, that's a 70. But that's all of those 10 assignments together is only 100 points. So if you do a good job on your midterm, get 100 points. You do a good job on your video essay, another 100 points. So if you have like 260 divided by 3 is what? 260 divided by 3 is 80 something. So you still get a B in the class. Clear?
Okay.
So hopefully that makes sense to you. You can still do a bang up job, but I highly recommend not missing 4 homework assignments. It is not good because you can't guarantee that you'll get 100 on the midterm or 100 on your final video essay project. So it's best to keep that down to like in the 90 area. So miss 2 at the most is my recommendation. Really, my recommendation is only miss the one you're allowed. Hope that makes sense. Joshua, do you have any more questions about this at all?
I appreciate showing that link for all the different movies because I wasn't sure. I thought we had to like watch it through streaming or we had to rent the movie. I'm glad you have it there.
Yeah, I really care about the kind of money you're all spending in college. I don't want you to have to spend your own money at all. So I make sure to get all those links for you through our library. And this is what I'd say. If you're in any cinema class you go to, you shouldn't have to be paying for the links to movies. So they're there on the syllabus. So the important thing is please go over those 5 areas I showed you, like the syllabus, the course outline. Oh, look, someone else is entering and we're just ending. Well, we'll say hello to her and goodbye at the same time. Hi, Crystal. I don't know if you can hear me. Hello. Hopefully she's there. I'm imagining it's a she with the word name Crystal, but it could be a guy, so we'll see what happens. Hello, hello. So, Crystal, I don't know if you can hear me. We were literally just ending the session. It's now 9:40. Hi. But the good news is I recorded the session. So I'm going to put the recording up as soon as it processes, which should be by like midnight tonight at the latest. But thank you for joining me. So nice meeting you, Crystal. Hello, hello, hello.
Thank you, Crystal.
So, Joshua, do you have any last questions?
I just
There
want
you
to say
go.
thank you for putting this Zoom tonight. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's my absolute pleasure. And I'll see you hopefully again during our during our lesson 8 folder, which is the midterm. Like we'll do it on the Monday beforehand so we can do a review of it, which I think we said was like the 31st of July. Oh, hi, everyone. Have a great night. Crystal, it's so good meeting you. And hopefully I get to see you at the next one around 9 o'clock, okay?
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Stop recording.